Russell Westbrook versus Stephen Curry is one of the most debated topics in the NBA today. But today, we're going to be looking at who's better in NBA 2K17. We're going to break this down in the most simple way possible. We're going to go into 3 categories: offense, defense, and physical attributes. So let's jump right into it, starting with Russell Westbrook. At 6'3", 200 pounds, 27 years of age, Russell Westbrook comes in the NBA 2K17 with an overall 93. So we're going to start with his offense. Russell Westbrook's offense in NBA 2K17 is driven by his ability to get to the rack and his ability to shoot contested mid-range jumpers. Westbrook's offensive attributes that stand out the most are his open mid-range jump shot at an 87, his driving layup at a 96, his driving dunk at a 90, his speed at an incredible 98, and his passing accuracy is a 96. So Westbrook can shoot the open three, he's knocked down from mid-range, he can get to the rack at will, and he's impossible to stay in front of. The only knock on him on offense is his inability to shoot contested three-point shots. Standing at 6'3", 190 pounds, Stephen Curry comes into NBA 2K17 with a 94 overall. Stephen Curry's offense in NBA 2K17 is built around his ability to shoot his shot from anywhere, but he's not limited to his incredible jump shot. Stephen Curry's offensive attributes that stand out is his three-point shot, which is a 99 for all 3 different three-point shots, contested, off the dribble, and open. All of them are 99. His driving layup is a 94, a 98 ball control, and a pass accuracy of 93. So Stephen Curry can pretty much do it all on the offensive side of the ball in NBA 2K17, but there are weaknesses that we will get into. In real life, Russell Westbrook is seen as a good defender, and that transfers into NBA 2K17 very well. He has an on-ball defense of 85, pick and roll defense of 86, his help defense is at 86, pass perception of 92, his steal is at 83, his shot contest is at 82. So Russell Westbrook can play great defense in NBA 2K17, and he can guard more than one position. He can usually guard up to the small forward if you need him to. In real life, Stephen Curry is a good defender, even though he catches a lot of flack for defense. I just feel like people see something on ESPN, and then they just decide to run with it without forming their own opinion. But in NBA 2K17, Curry's defense is pretty okay. It'll do. So Curry has an on-ball defense of 77, pick and roll defense of 84, help defense of 78, pass perception of 95, a steal of 85, and shot contest stands at an 82. So Curry's defense is average, but he's not going to be locking anybody up. Russell Westbrook is one of the most gifted athletes that the NBA has ever seen, so it only makes sense that most of his attributes are almost maxed out. So with that being said, let's get into it. Russ has a 98 speed, a 97 acceleration, a vertical of 85, his strength is a 74, and a reaction time of 94. Russell Westbrook has the athletic advantage over almost every point guard in the NBA, so I feel like these attributes are very true to life. Stephen Curry's athleticism is very underrated in real life in my opinion, but 2K did a pretty good job with everything except I believe strength. He has a 48 strength, but the man can deadlift 400 pounds, and he switches on the small forwards and prevents them from backing him down into the post. But 48 strength, so what do I know? So besides that 48 strength, he has a speed of 83, a speed with the ball of 94, a 95 acceleration, a 73 vertical, and a 97 reaction time. Every year in NBA 2K, there are players whose attributes supposed to make them play one way, but they end up either way better than they're supposed to be, or they aren't as good as their attributes would suggest they are. So now we're going to look at how the attributes transfer to actual in-game, and we're going to discover who's better once and for all. Russell's speed is the most vital part of his game in NBA 2K17. In transition, he blows past everyone, and he can finish through pretty much anything because he just out-muscles point guards. And right now, he's actually kind of cheesed because he triggers contact dunks like literally almost every time he goes into the lane and it's just one person, he'll just go over them and trigger a contact dunk. 2K most likely gonna patch this, but right now it's cheese. His mid-range jump shot is reliable even when it's contested, but his 3 is a 75, and while that's not horrible, if you play on Hall of Fame, then you probably noticed this already, but 3s don't really drop like that unless you know somebody's shot like to a T. So unless you got his shot down, he's kind of suspect from 3. His playmaking is there, he rarely throws the ball out of bounds. He'll get you ankle breakers from time to time, but not like Kyrie or Curry. And on defense, he's locked down. He's not going to get blown by about anybody in the game. He has that 74 strength, so he can bully other players, and he can get you on-ball steals and passing lane steals. And he rebounds like a big, so that helps. So all in all, Russell Westbrook plays very true to life, and the only thing cheese about his game right now is those contact dunks. But if you're using him, that's a good thing, right? So with Stephen Curry, the truth is he is cheese. He is absolute cheese. Almost every part of his game is cheese. His ISO motion triggers ankle breakers almost at will. His finishing at the rack is just as good as Westbrook's, even though his strength is nowhere close to it. And then there's the 3-ball. And I know it might sound like I'm just riding Curry's jock right now, but believe me, Russell Westbrook is my favorite player, so I'm unbiased. But Curry's 3-ball with Curry's 3-ball, it's easy to make Stephen Curry look like Stephen Curry in 2K17. I think it's because of his badges. I'm not sure, but I think it's because of his badges. And once Curry crosses half court, you literally have to pick him up because he's a threat once he crosses half court. Because he has the Hall of Fame limitless range badge, he can just come up court and just chuck it. And it could go in. If you know Curry's shot is gonna go in. Even if it's contested, it still might go in. But there is ways to stop Curry. If you have a player who has a high on-ball defense combined with strength, a player like Westbrook or Patrick Beverly, then you can make things kind of difficult for Curry. You can force some dribble pickups. He can still hit shots in your face, but I'm not gonna lie, he's cheese. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I'm gonna keep it 100. Curry is a liability, even though his defense is average on paper or on the attributes list. He gets dropped. I don't know why, but he gets dropped like very often against players who have ankle breaker. He gets dropped a lot, and he gets blown by from time to time because his speed is on like an 85 or 83, and faster point guards are able to get by Curry easily. But he can get on-ball steals, like if a player is tired or if they're dribbling too much. Curry can steal the ball, and his passing lane steals are some of the best in the game, on par with like LeBron. So after careful consideration and taking into account the 3 categories of offense, defense, and physical attributes, Russell Westbrook bests Curry in defense and physical attributes, but Curry's offense is so significant and he's so easy to use that I gotta go with Curry on this one for who's better in NBA 2K17. Like I said, I'm unbiased. Use them for yourself. Go play with both of them right now. Go play 1 game with them or 2 games with them and come back and let me know what you find. Because if any of you can honestly say that Westbrook is better than Curry in 2K17, you gotta be one of those dudes who just can't shoot. And believe me, I love Russ, man. I'm a Westbrook fan. But I gotta be honest, man. Curry is better in 2K17. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Leave your comments and your opinions down below. But until next time, I'm D. Brown Shanghai, and I'm up out of here.